getting answers from all across Northern California. This is the CBS 13 News at 6.
Sacramento Republic's soccer team sees new leadership for its Major League ownership group. Gubernatorial debate, a live look at what to expect during tonight's event. Cobra caught, how the albino cobra was found. And trouble for BP, how the company could be paying 4 times the fine for the 2010 oil spill. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Brenius. Governor Brown will face his Republican challenger in the gubernatorial debate tonight. CBS 13's Nick James is live at the Senator Hotel in downtown Sacramento, where preparations are underway.
All right, Shannon, just 1 hour away here. We're sitting in the lobby where media are assembling. And, of course, just down the hall and around the corner is the debate room itself, where Governor Brown will square off with Neil Kashkari in just about 60 minutes. Let's give you a look here at behind-the-scenes look at that debate room itself. Governor Brown will be seated on the left, Kashkari on the right, and that itself was the source of much debate, as event organizers at one point had threatened to cancel tonight's debate, the one and only gubernatorial debate, because Kashkari was hesitant to sit down. Apparently, he has a bad back, but he did agree to sit, so the debate will go on as scheduled. You may see in there they have what's sort of like a traffic light, so when the candidates have 15 seconds left, the yellow light will illuminate, and then the red light when they are out of time. There will be a panel of 3 journalists asking questions, and it's expected they'll get through about 15 to 18 questions over the course of this debate. As for the candidates themselves, Governor Brown, of course, is seeking an unprecedented 4th term as California governor. He holds a very comfortable edge in the polls, about 20 points by the most polls estimates. And so experts are saying Kashkari really needs to make an impact tonight, look for some fireworks, a memorable moment, or even hope for Governor Brown to basically to mess up a little bit and give him an edge in here. We're going to have to see exactly what the issues are, but it is expected that Kashkari will seek to poke holes at Governor Brown's projection of California as a recovering state. So we are just 1 hour away, Shannon. Of course, we'll have the coverage, CBS 13 tonight at 10, of this first and only gubernatorial debate. Kashkari wanted 10. Governor Brown agreed to just this one.
Yeah, so Kashkari is looking at this as a big opportunity. Nick James reporting for us live. Thank you. The 1 hour debate between Governor Jerry Brown and Neil Kashkari starts at 7 p.m. You can watch it live streaming on CBS13.com. It's official. Nevada won Tesla's multi-billion-dollar battery factory. Nevada's Governor Brian Sandoval made the announcement today. Several states were vying for the deal with the electric car giant, including California. Nevada's tax incentive package likely played a big part in Tesla's final decision. Legendary comedian Joan Rivers died today in a New York hospital. It comes a week after she suffered cardiac arrest during a medical procedure at a New York doctor's office. Rivers was rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, where she spent the week on life support and in a medically induced coma. Her daughter, Melissa Rivers, says Joan passed away surrounded by family and friends. Donald Trump describes the relationship he knew between the two women.
She thought that the sun rose and shone with Melissa. She loved her daughter. She was an amazing mother, but she really loved Melissa more than anybody, anything.
Melissa issued a written statement. It reads in part, "My mother's greatest joy in life was to make people laugh. Although that is difficult to do right now, I know her final wish would be that we return to laughing soon." The New York clinic where Joan Rivers suffered respiratory and cardiac arrest during that medical procedure now is under investigation. The state health department launched a probe into Yorkville Endoscopy Center. Rivers stopped breathing during throat surgery at the Manhattan clinic last week. She was taken to a hospital on life support. It turns out fewer California parents are wanting to immunize their kids. We go to Tony Lopez at Touchscreen 13 with the growing public health threat.
So what a hot debate. This is the Touchscreen headline, immunization levels. A lot of dots right there. I'll explain those in a second. But let me tell you that the rate of parents opting out to have their kids given the shots they need, that has now doubled since 2007. And that's the level experts say a school loses what they call the herd immunity and becomes more susceptible to childhood diseases. is. So 8% of kindergartners in our state are not up on their shots. And now to the dots there, as you can see, right around the Sacramento area, it's greater than 20%. This is the percentage of parents who say, no, I'm not going to give my kids the shots according to the schedule, just in case, with so many questions out there about the relation to development and how it impacts them. But the majority of the state, the levels are up to 3.1%. So between 3 and 8% mostly of parents, kindergarten age, are saying no to their kids having shots as they start school. So a big issue. The debate continues, Shannon.
You hear anecdotally, but this actually puts it down in terms of figures as to the percentages that people are seeing. Okay, Tony, thank you. The massive fire that engulfed a 2-story building in San Francisco has been contained, but there is a new concern. Firefighters are fearing that the building might collapse. This fire started shortly after 1 p.m. Firefighters are still on the scene working to put out hot spots. At least one firefighter and one other person have been treated for smoke inhalation. Firefighters believe the fire started inside a retail store. A wildlife conservation group filed a lawsuit today to stop logging in the Stanislaus National Forest. Yesterday, the U.S. Forest Service allowed loggers to bid on land damaged by last year's rim fire. The Forest Service wants to remove dead or dying trees to prevent more fire fuel on the forest's floor. The Arizona-based Center for Biological Diversity filed the lawsuit to stop logging on what they say is the habitat of the spotted owl. Winemaking time has come in California, and we caught up with grape pickers and vintners in Amador County at the height of this early harvest. It's raining grapes at Shenandoah Vineyards. Amador County winery workers are putting in long hours for the harvest, which came early this year.
Well, the drought has something to do with it, but the vines look amazingly good for as little water as we have.
Mother Nature left fewer and smaller grapes for growers, but it's not the worst news for wine drinkers.
It's turning out that it's down probably 20 to 25%, which generally means fewer grapes per vine, sweeter, more concentrated flavors, more just great intensity.
It all starts with pickers like these hustling through the winery vineyard.
Vamos, vamos.
The grapes are brought to wineries and dumped into a hopper. Wrenwood Winery's Joe Schabel explains the farm-to-glass process.
This fruit just came off the vine about an hour ago.
The grapes are dropped into a destemmer and crusher, but some wineries like Wrenwood don't crush.
Then we'll ferment the whole berries, and so by doing this, we're making a very elegant, soft, and juicy and fresh wine.
The grapes, crushed or whole, are then pumped into a fermentation tank.
This tank has about 4 tons. So this has been actually fermenting for about 7 days.
Finally, juice is pressed from the skins, and the wine goes into barrels to finish fermenting. If you make it out there in the next few weeks, the Amador Vintners Association says you'll see a lot of action.
Many of our wineries, you can come up and, just ask, too. Ask in the tasting room. Can we go take a look at what's going on?
And what's left over from the winemaking process, the stems and grape skins, they are either composted or given to cattle farmers for food. Well, the drought doing its share of good there while cities in the area try and make up for the bad. Let's go to Dave at the drought desk with details on this.
Okay, listen to this. Manteca managed to cut their water consumption. They brought it down 11% from this time last year, so that's pretty good. Now, most of the water was saved by cutting down the watering of municipal parks. The drop comes in what is historically the second heaviest month for water usage in Manteca. Leaders say the heavy water use could be because of new home construction with newly landscaped yards, all built over the last year. Now, this is good. Thanks to the drought, plans for the new Presidio Parklands project in San Francisco are moving along smoothly, or swimmingly if they actually had water. The lack of rain is making it easier to work on 3 tunnels that are dug in areas with usually natural groundwater. The 13-acre planned park space will sit about 35 feet in the air, providing amazing views of the Golden Gate Bridge and the bay.
We're looking for a design that really maximizes the natural features of the place. A design that really talks about views, that really looks at those views and understands why those views are so important to the history of the Presidio.
Now he's talking about final details here. You see the Presidio Trust is expected to officially pick a design by January, so that's still all part of the process. And you can do your part in saving water during the drought. How, you ask? Well, you can make sure you water either early in the morning or later in the evening when temperatures are cooler. This way you can save 25 gallons each time you water. That's because you have less heat, Shannon, meaning less evaporation. We'll have your full forecast here in a minute and see if we have any less heat to keep us from perspiring out there. So far, it's been pretty toasty. Back to you.
Sure has. Okay, Dave, thanks. The Sac Republic has a new owner, and he will lead the charge to turn the minor league franchise into a pro team. CBS 13's Anjali Hemphill is live at Bonnie Field with the Major League Soccer plan.
Shannon, Sacramento business leader Kevin Nagel once owned the fourth largest company in the region, Envision RX, and now at this press conference you see behind me here that's just wrapping up, it was announced that he will be the lead investor in the team. Basically, this means Nagel will be putting up the big bucks if Sacramento is chosen as a new MLS franchise. Now, by 2020, the MLS wanted to expand to 24 professional soccer teams, and that leaves one spot left, which is what the city of Sacramento is vying for. So this move of selecting Nagel will take Sacramento one step closer to proving itself as a strong soccer market.
I love Sacramento. I love the region. I love the people, and I love the potential. I've been here for 20 years, and I've watched it grow, and it's amazing. And we've got a lot of opportunity in front of us.
Now, Nagel is also the largest local shareholder and executive voting member of the Sacramento Kings. He will be working closely with the Sac Republic to prepare for the MLS visit to the city, which happens on September 18th and 19th.
And let's hope MLS looks favorably on this new development. Anjali, thank you. Davis city leaders met today to review a plan to fix a public pool that's leaking roughly 7,000 gallons of water a day. City leaders will make any changes needed to the plan and then decide if additional funds are needed to make the fix. The cause of the crack in the city's oldest pool is still under investigation.
Cobra capture, how officials finally got their hands on that missing snake. BP cleanup, why the company could be paying 4 times more than expected for the 2010 oil spill. Breaking Bad, how the hit series is losing millions to its fans.
Oh, you know what? How's that? Is that better?
What's the city's plan, and what other cities have a shot at?
Yeah, it moved. So is it better? Was it okay during the other thing? But was it okay during the drought desk? Okay, then yeah, that's my bad. Sorry about that.
A change of wording in a ruling could cause oil company BP to face a much heftier fine than was expected for an oil spill. Let's go to Christina Anderson, who's here with more.
In fact, the worst oil spill in history, and a Louisiana federal judge found BP grossly negligent leading up to that 2010 disaster. Under the Clean Water Act, gross negligence increases a fine from $1,000 a barrel to more than $4,000 a barrel. This means BP's penalty could go up to $21 billion. The Texas Veterans Administration Hospital plans to spend at least $70 million to send patients to private doctors. And just in the last 3 months, the VA has already paid for more than 10,000 doctor visits. But not all patients will see private doctors. Only patients who the VA can't treat in their facility will be referred out. A federal judge in Louisiana brought the momentum of legalizing gay marriage to a complete halt. That judge ruled the state's ban on gay marriage is constitutional. He also upheld Louisiana's refusal to recognize same-sex marriages performed legally in other states. Plaintiffs do plan to file an appeal.
Okay, Christina, thank you. Winning an Emmy worked wonders for the hit show Breaking Bad, but it brought some negative attention as well. The show's piracy rate jumped 340% after the award show. The anti-piracy tech company SegTech says that the show jumped from the 6th most pirated show to the 2nd overnight. Game of Thrones, though, still has the top spot as the most pirated show in the U.S. and across the globe. Michael Bloomberg is back on top at his own company. The former mayor is once again taking over Bloomberg LP, the company he founded 30 years ago. Bloomberg's return comes at a crucial time for the company as it looks to introduce more products outside its data terminals for finance professionals and expand its news coverage. An albino cobra terrorizing a Southern California neighborhood has been captured. A neighbor spotted it in the same backyard where it bit a dog on Monday. Jeff Wynn with more.
The albino monocled cobra slithered into this backyard where it was first spotted on Monday. This is the property where the homeowner says the cobra attacked her dog. The reptile was captured by the tool shed underneath some debris. Animal care and control officers used snake poles to hook it. At one point, the animal lifted its head and opened its mouth, squirming, making it difficult for officers to put it into a wooden box safely. It took them 2 tries to finally secure the animal. Was it moving quickly, or was it pretty mellow? Or
no, it was docile.
The capture comes after Tanya Gray spotted the snake around 2:30 this afternoon. She pulled over and took pictures of it.
Just saw it running across the road.
Oh, yeah, I was right in front of my car.
She was driving down Rancho Lane on her way to pick up her daughter from school when she saw the snake crossing the road. She stayed cool and alerted everybody nearby.
I can't explain that. It was just something I saw, and I just went into action to just kind of keep an eye on it, to track it, so I could tell people where it was. It wasn't my job to stop it or catch it.
Captured it was, but officers say they were very careful because this rare snake did make them nervous.
It's a venomous snake. It's not something we're used to every day.
Does make everyone nervous. Well, the owner of the snake still hasn't come forward, but Animal Control is looking into a company nearby that rents out exotic animals for film and TV shoots. No, Black Friday didn't come early this year, but this crowd of people in New York has lined up. They're all ready to buy the new iPhone 6. The phone won't be released until Tuesday, so that means a 5-day wait. Not everyone can wrap their heads around it.
I wouldn't wait on any line unless I was getting paid, not for a phone. I don't see that the importance, you know.
Well, speaking of getting paid, 2 men who were originally first and second in line were bought out for their spots. Each got about $1,200. Not bad for a couple of hours, huh?
Well, yeah, to get $1,200 to stand in line for a quick period of time, that I would do. But I'm with that guy, you know. I'll just wait till the phone comes out and don't even worry about it. Hey, watch this. A rude awakening for many in Fargo, North Dakota. Thunderstorms, heavy rain, strong winds whipped across the area and caused some flooding issues. Also, several tornado warnings were issued, and several inches of rain caused trouble in the streets. Turning that car around, always good idea. Great idea. Don't go driving through water. Be really careful. This is not a good idea. You have no idea how deep it is. Some police had streets blocked off on the early morning commute hours as a result of the heavy rain. Now let's go up to Wisconsin. Ran into the same problem up there. Thunderstorms dropping several inches of rain. This is all around Madison, Wisconsin. 3 to 4 inches of rain fell in just a couple of hours, causing street flooding there right during the morning commute. The storms also knocked out power for a short period of time. And those storms now are currently rolling well beyond Wisconsin and on toward portions of the Great Lakes and kind of wrapping up. Down here we've got some areas of showers and storms, and for the most part it looks like maybe in parts of Michigan there are some severe weather firing off as we do the show. Kind of the monsoon has rolled back into the forecast here. We're anticipating a lot of this getting out of here because it's getting later in the summer and it usually starts to wind down by the tail end of August. And out here, for the most part, we are looking at fair skies. We ended up with a really toasty day today, a little warmer than we thought around Sacramento, although Stockton and Modesto ended up similar to what we experienced yesterday. A couple of high clouds are trailed by tonight in the upper atmosphere, otherwise over toward the coast. You got stratus, maybe a little patchy fog, a little drizzle over there, and I don't expect much of that to try to get in maybe past the East Bay. I don't think it's going to get into the at least the Delta at this point. 98 is where we ended up in Sacramento. We should be about 90 for this time of the year, so 8 degrees above average and about, I would say, about 3 degrees above where we forecasted yesterday. Stockton, Modesto, your forecast model behaved correctly. You ended up with temperatures pretty much as forecasted for tomorrow, between about 93 and 97 again as we roll on into our Friday before we roll into the first weekend of September. Numbers, please. Live look, Mount Oso, west of Modesto, southwest of Stockton, and you can see in that shot maybe a high cloud or two there. That's that stuff we were just showing you there on the Titan HD in the form of, again, that infrared radar. All right, let's see what we have here with the current conditions. Oh, gosh, good news. We're cooling down. 92 around Sacramento this hour. Stockton at 93 and about it should be about like the mid-80s in about an hour, which is when the big game happens up there against Visalia. 92 for Modesto, 94 for Marysville, and 74 around South Lake Tahoe. Port's taking on Visalia, and again, it's all part of the playoffs that's going on down there. So well, at least a local team baseball-wise at this point in the playoffs. Out here, high pressure, but notice how it wraps back this way. You'll see on the future cast a bit of a trough, and you'll also see a few of these high clouds and some of the low clouds over toward the coast. We'll keep, again, a couple of high clouds by tonight, low clouds over toward the coast. Maybe some drizzle for tomorrow morning, and then in the valley, pretty much we're just, even the Delta, sunshine all over the place. We're still, for the most part, looking at something cut off out here in the form of a trough. Again, it keeps us held in check because this blocking ridge is sending everything up and over, and if we didn't have this, most likely we'd be probably into the triple digits. So for tomorrow, more of the same, and also on Saturday, we're looking at temperatures between about 93 and 97. One more day of that stuff, and then we'll start to get maybe an influence of this to cool us down, and that could get us down to still above average, because we should be running at about 90 degrees at this time of the year. We'll probably be in the low 90s, but it's not bad. So we got that going for us as we get into the early part of next week. Couple more days, pretty toasty. Tomorrow, similar to today in the northern San Joaquin Valley. Same thing around Sacramento, maybe a couple of degrees cooler, going for a 96 with a morning low at around 60, 97 for Marysville. And then toward the north, we're losing the northerly winds that we experienced earlier today, so less of a fire danger up there. In fact, most of the northern part of the state, the red flag warning is done. 99 for Redding with a morning low there into the 60s. Gold Country for your Friday. How about daytime highs running in the 80s to the low 90s? 92 for Auburn, 90 around Grass Valley, 91 there for Placerville. Up toward Chester and Quincy, you'll have an easterly wind, sunshine in mid 80s to just about the low 90s. Overnight lows mid to upper 30s for Truckee, light winds and a daytime high with sunshine at 82 degrees. So feeling like fall to start, feeling like summer to end the day. And then to the west, we'll go with some stratus to start right along the coast, some patchy fog. Then afternoon clearing, about 71 for Monterey. Temperatures around San Francisco will be about 69, breezy and 91 around Fairfield, upper 90s, so ouch up there in Lake County. And here comes the 7-day forecast, which reveals more days in the mid-90s for the next several days, and then by the time we hit early next week, Shannon, we're back down close to seasonal, but still a little above average. But as I always try to find the glass half full, even in a drought, we're looking at temperatures at least not in the triple-digit range for the next 7 days. So that's some good news.
Because that would be definitely too full.
Yes, exactly. Our cup would be overflowing.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Sweet trade, how one lady's making a living off of Rice Krispie treats. Snap, crackle, art. A non-baking New Yorker was asked to bring a dessert to a party last year, so she got clever with some Rice Krispies treats. And since then, she's created a business with her creations. Some of the works of edible art include an Hermes Birkin bag, a cheese platter, and Sesame Street's Elmo. Tonight on the CBS 13 News at 10, a film crew robbed at gunpoint as they were making a movie in a Northern California home. The one thing that thieves left behind that could lead police straight to them. And outsmarting the UC system, how a 15-year-old hacked his way into Cal as a junior. That's all tonight at 10. See you then.